You know, when you've been all over the world and you're really good at what you do and everything else, and then you're not a public speaker, although she is very good, and you don't do it for a living, when somebody asks you to do it, what happens? You get scared. You think, well, how am I going to sound in front of Natalie, for heaven's sake? Well, I thought she sounded darn good. So take a look. This is what it looks like when you've done it all wrong twice. Okay? And when you fund your business with your credit cards, I'm loaded to bear. Have you seen all this stuff on me? I've got one here, I've got one here, I've got one over here. And gentlemen, just close your ears, go like this for a second. I have one slipped down in my pantyhose because it's got no hook on it. So if you see me do this, you know it's gone all the way down. You know what? They're not going to believe you until they know who you are. They're not going to care about you. They're not going to spend one dime on you until they know who you are. They're going to place their faith in you. Nothing until they know who you are. Perseverance, integrity, all those wonderful things. They need to know who you are. 20 years ago, maybe not. But you are an entity, you are a personality, and you are someone. So here's who I am today because of knowing that. Single parent. I married just, well, you know, I got great children out of it. Single parent. Started my own business. I had no idea what a financial sheet was. I didn't know what cash flow meant. I took my credit cards out and I said, well, I could buy these supplies. I had the best looking stationery you have ever seen in your life. Best looking business cards. It had, my first card had a starburst on it, and there was my name, Natalie, right next to it. I was a business person. Well, I had been an HR executive for all you people in HR and sales and marketing. I did that. I knew a little bit about that. But the one thing that I could do better than anything else in the whole world, what do you think that was? I could talk. I had energy, still have energy. I'm doing what I do best. I'm very good at this. I'm very good at connecting with people. I am not afraid of you. And you can't be afraid of each other. Because it's daunting when you go to bed and you get up every morning and you want to make that product or that brand or that content. One of the gentlemen in the audience right now, Richie Torbett, his company, NACC, I got it right? Yeah. NACC, it's been that way for 3 weeks now. He's been in business for many years. He just went through a complete merger. Now, he knew all the stuff that he was doing. He's got payroll, for heaven's sakes, and cash flow analysis. He's one of those technical people. He went and did a merger. It's 3 weeks old. That's why he's bald. But he had a plan. I didn't have a plan. I had no plan. I knew that when I was in Catholic school and I was a little girl, my nickname is Muffy, I got my report card in conduct. What do you think I got in conduct? I got a C- if I was lucky. She talks too much. She'd do so much better if she talks too much. And my professional response to that now is, because I'm working in my strength. And I'm here today. I've done it all wrong, twice, 3 times, 4 times. And in the 22 years that I've been in business, this is my 5th change. Oh, Natalie, don't tell me that. I haven't even got the first one. Who are you? Who are you? You took all your time today, took some money out of your wallet. I remember when $59 was a lot of money, like yesterday. If a seminar cost $59, I'd have to think it through. I'd have to plan for that. $59,000. What's your level of pain for investing in yourself? So you paid $59. Forget that. What'd you do? You took your time. Your best resource besides your strength is your time. And you don't have to do it all wrong twice or 3 times. You just have to do it wrong once. And then you find her, or you find her, or you find her, and say, you know, I met you at the summit. I really like the way you looked. I think I can cry with you. I think I can be stupid with you. I think I could be lost with you. I think I could talk to you about procrastination. Is it okay if we talk about procrastination? Is it okay if we talk about shame and fear? Women do that. Have you ever walked across a grocery store? All of us have been in a grocery store, yeah? Yeah. And for all of you that have been pregnant, you saw another pregnant woman in the grocery store that's about this big and you're about that big. And what'd you do? You said, hi, how are you? How you doing? How you feeling? You got swelling? You got any swelling going on? Any water retention? You do not know who this woman is. You haven't got an idea in the world. You go out in the parking lot right now and somebody is crying in the parking lot. What do? Oh, I wonder if I have a tissue. You have no idea who that woman is. And you care so deeply. So you took your money today. You took your best resource, which is your time, and you brought with you the essence of what makes you a woman, and that's caring. You're curious. Now, it used to be nosy, but politically correct is curious, because you're curious. Can I do this? Can I do this? Is my idea good enough? And how do I do this? And when do I do this? And why would I do this? For all of you that are business people now, raise your hands. Holy Toledo, look at that. You were here this morning listening to Jennifer Rawls, and she was talking about how women reach out to one another and all those stats. Every 7 seconds, we're starting a new business. Women starting a new business. Think of all the mistakes we're making. Look at all the people you can do it with in here, and how many of you have said to one another, oh, I'm going to meet that person over there because she looks like she'd be a real good resource. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about resources. We spent a lot of time on this. We thought about this because Karen said to me, Natalie, can you come up with something really, really good for our summit? Something that would be just for our people. And I said, sure. And so that woman right up there, you got to turn around right now, raise your hand. That's Natalie, COO of my organization. That's Ashvini. Ashvini, for the first time in our business today, stood at the microphone and said something. A round of applause, please. And I said, if you make a mess, we'll clean you up. You know what I mean. Jennifer said this morning, all of those things. That actually, she's a plant for me. One step. So we're going to give you a fast start. She said, what can you do in 90 days? So you can't hit that whole step in one step, right? But you can do it in 90 days. So we've got a program just for you. No one else is allowed. It's by application only. I need your application today. You get me for 3 months. You get everything that I have ever produced, every product that I have, every book that I have. And not only do you get me, you get the people who are going to be a part of this. It's called the Fast Start VIP Silver Coaching Mentoring Program. Now, why would I do that? Why would I do it only for you? Because 90 days from now, from the 1st of June is September. What happens in September? We all begin thinking again about restarting. You've got the whole summer to do this. We'll be on telecalls together. We'll do our coaching calls together. And when I say it's by application only, I only want the serious people. If you want to take that first step. If you want to play. So put the papers away. There's a little application in there, and you can fill that out in a little while if you're interested. But it's only for you. There isn't anybody outside this room that's going to be allowed to do that. What are we going to do? We're going to take your plan. We're going to take all the stupidity that you think exists in your body right now, put it on paper, and say to you, you know what, that's really not a dumb idea, because the hula hoop, how'd the hula hoop do? Make a lot of money? The pet rock? In 2007 and this year, we have put together a resource list of people that we want to work with. It took me 22 years to find these people, to weed them out. You'll have access to that whole resource list. People who can do graphics, people who can do anything, technology. Mr. Torbett is on that list. Richie, the server's doing his blah again. He goes, yeah, okay, we'll be right over. I don't even know what that means. And they come in and they fix and they do and they da-da-da. Those are the people that you need in your life. It doesn't have to be Richie. It doesn't have to be his company. But you need resources. You need continuing education. You need to invest in yourself. Do you know what's on my headboard right now? 10 books. 10 books. 3 of them I'm reading at the same time. In my car right now, I've got 5 CDs going. I'm in 2 mastermind groups. I'm the expert, ladies. And I have a coach. I'm the expert. I wrote all the books. I've done all the CDs. I know how to talk. I can put on all this paraphernalia. I can be on videotape. I'm not going to fall apart. I'm still doing this because I'm investing in myself. And you know who invested in me the most? Is people just like you. Women. I never, ever, 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 never, did you hear never, ever called a woman who said no to me? Never. Never. Cindy, this is Natalie Manor. You are so good at what you do. I've read about you in the paper. I've got your book. I saw you at a seminar. Across a crowded room, I thought, that's the kind of woman I want to meet. Have you got a minute? What'd she say? Yes. Yes. Why? The same thing that Jennifer told you this morning. We are wired differently. Wired differently. We have this electrical kind of connection kind of thing, whether we like it or not, because the emotion sometimes is too much. It's like, I quit. I quit. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Then Sue calls up. How you doing? I'm all right. All right, I hear your voice. What can I do? Well, next day you get up and you stride across your life. Because Sue said to you, you are the most fantastic woman I have ever seen in my life. I know your potential is right there. This is my mother's French finger, by the way. I believe in you. Guys don't talk that way. Yeah, let's go have a beer. And you know what? They teach us a lot. They teach us a lot about strategy and tactics and planning and goals. And we come at it with those 4 synapses of communication. I love that. I'm gonna tell everybody I came up with that, by the way. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, I stole it, so feel free.
Actually, it's not stealing, Jennifer. It's called research.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
I have a friend who's really good with research.
I was there when we were talking about being mad at men. God bless those men, blah, da, 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 da. And now we've come this full circle to really begin to appreciate that maybe the 4 communication synapses don't need to be turned on 100% of the time, that maybe there's a strategy, a tactic, a goal. And so we're beginning to learn from one another. But if you want support where we fall in love with ourselves, well, that's a big one. You are good enough. You are good enough. You are good enough. You are enough. Did we all get injected with that when we were born? I'm not enough. I'll never be good enough. I'll never be tall enough. I'll never be thin enough. I'm going on Cindy's diet because she lost 36 pounds. This woman is hot.
Tell John Cantrell that.
Hello, John. So I want to share with you the 4 people. I sent out some emails, and I got back from 4 people who are here today, and we're going to recognize them. I have to come back over here to my notes. By the way, Ashwini, I don't think everybody heard you, so I'm going to repeat. If you do not have a business card, she has a tiny little card where we need your name and email on it. Penmanship counts. You know who you are. And it goes in the dish because we have a great little raffle prize. So let me get to am I going to say this right, Tiana? Where are you? Stand up, darling. Round of applause. Thank you very much. And sit. So I asked questions, 10 questions, all these different things. But the 3 questions that I really wanted to share with everybody is, so I said, Tiana, what do you want? She said, I want to know more about the local resources for developing myself and network with other female professionals. Well, did she accomplish that? Yeah. How many new people have you met today? Yeah? There's a couple of people over there I think you should meet. Like they just look like the gal in the blue shirt. She just looks like somebody you should meet. What's her feedback for you? As a professional woman, as a grown-up woman, a woman who knows how to dress herself, a woman who knows how to take the next steps. This is her advice for you. Be flexible and be willing to geographically move and learn to enjoy the learning curve so that you can embrace promotions as they come. Right? Probably a good question for her is, how many times have you moved in the last 5 years, honey?
I moved 3 times in 3 years with King.
I have moved. I understand that. Do you still have boxes? You go, I don't even know why I save that anymore. Yeah, I've moved 3 times the last 3 years too. This is, we could join a group. We have a group here. And her ask is, and these are the 3 questions, what do you want? What do you have as a piece of advice for these women? And what do you want to ask? If you could ask me anything, how do you stay on course to reach the executive level? You talk to Carolyn Farrell. That's who you talk to. Carolyn Farrell is an executive woman in an all-male management group. If she got stories, she's got stories. She's going to write a book. I'm going to help her write that book. She's going to have to wait till everybody's dead, though. Right? Yeah. So, thank you very much. Edwards Associates, they make helicopters, and all the guys walk around like this, right? Because they're all technical, and they rehab Liz Claiborne's helicopter in NFL and Hooters, right? That's what they do. It's guys, technical. You want to know? Connect. All right? I just connected. Do I get points for that, Jennifer? All right. Steph Lord, where are you? Stand up there, honey, so everybody can see you. You are now going to hear her answers. Thank you, Steph. She wants to share, first of all, why she came today. I want to be more proactive in the area and the community. She wants to know more about the community she lives in and works in. Anybody here with a nonprofit? No? Yes. Okay. You need to talk to her. Because she said, I want to be more proactive in the area. You just got to volunteer. Isn't that what this is all about? What she wants to share with you about feedback from what she's learned. Communication and listening and being heard correctly is what helped her become successful. So it sounds like she's creating clarity all the time. So if you feel like you're just kind of not making it very clear, there you have, you've got a resource right there. You can go right to this person. And she said what she wants to ask is, how do you deal with confrontation? We have a CD and an ebook on how to deal with difficult people, which is a good start. And anybody else do mediation training in here? You do mediation training? You need to talk to her twice. Thank you very much. Mary Glenn, are you still here? Where are you? There you are. Stand up, honey, so everybody can see you. Thank you very much. Mary wants to know how to manage people in a small business. How many people can help her? This is going to, hands, you're going to have to start counting. How to manage people in a small business. 2 connecting right here, and this lady right over here. So you now have a mastermind group. Okay? Got it? I want some money for this. This is her advice. Be kind to others gets you far in business and your personal life. Sounds like you have a big heart. Do you? Yeah, you do. Being kind. She also wants to know, how do you deal with difficult people? Because I think when you're really kind and really caring, sometimes. So your strength is also sometimes what confronts you too. My strength is speaking. My strength is connecting. My strength is coaching. My strength is helping you grow. My strength is giving you influence and confidence and letting you know. My strength is in developing a program for the next 3 months. You can kick some, and in 90 days it'll happen. It's not a financial plan. You want a financial plan? You go find somebody else. Right? Do what you're great at. And last but not least, Clitina, there you are. Will you stand up, honey? So everybody, there she is. She's way over there. Did I say that correctly? Well, how do you?
It's Clint Tina, like there's 2 T's.
Clint Tina. All right, thank you. What she wants networking, sales, and strategies for staying focused. Anybody know how to do that? Staying focused? Anybody really good at it? We're going to have to tackle somebody. What's your name? Okay, there you go. You're a partner right there. Raise your hand, honey. These two, they know how to, you now have a mastermind group on staying focused. Advice. Being kind to other gets you, advice. This is a nice one. Proverbs 31. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. There isn't anything that happened in any book or anything that I've ever done that I've done alone. Now, I may have rejected the help. In fact, I really, really liked the song when it came out, Jesus Take the Wheel. I mean, there are a lot of other wonderful songs, but the timing on that was absolutely fabulous. Jesus Take the Wheel, so thank you very much. And then here's her question, and this is a good one. This is a long answer. She wants to ask, how do you work with a spouse in business? He's an artist and I'm a manager. Did I hear somebody go, ooh? Let me tell you a little bit about some people who helped me. Barbara Walters. I get to write with Stephen Covey and Ken Blanchard, but Barbara Walters. When she became a network anchor, she started making $1 million a year. She was crucified. She was beaten to death in the press for making $1 million. For making $1 million. No woman is worth that. They actually said that. They wrote that in the paper. She was so being beaten up. I wrote her a note and I said, I can't believe it. I'm so proud of you. I just $1 million. You broke the barrier for us. You're a classy dame. You're wonderful. Thank you so much. You must, it just me, I don't even know. How do you stand it? I got a personal note back from her saying that when she received it that day, it meant so much to her. I was a nobody. I was living in New England, and it was nice stationery, but personal note back from Barbara Walters. Irma Bombeck. Anybody remember Irma Bombeck? Irma Bombeck was one of the funniest people in the whole world. For those of you who never got to read her, she is she's the middle-aged woman's Kathy. Yeah? She wrote a column every day, syndicated in, 1,000 papers, maybe 2,000 papers. It didn't make any difference. That paper come and I read it. And she was hilarious. She talked about diapers and dirt, and she talked a lot about poo. She did. It was a lot of it was about that. But there's a lot of poo in a mother's life, when kids are little, or dogs or whatever else. She was hilarious. And she was dying of cancer. And she was she was a friend of mine. I never met her, but she was there for me. She was hilarious, and she made everything okay. And she was integritous. She was persevering. She wrote a column every day, and she was dying of cancer, and I couldn't even imagine it. I wrote her a note. I got a personal note back. Irma Bombeck, for heaven's sakes. Millions of people read her. She sent me a note back. Thank you. So many people are afraid to talk about cancer. Thank you. It meant a lot to me. And then the first Mrs. Bush. Classy lady. I think she's always had white hair. She had white hair since she was 12. She always wore pearls around her neck. Always wore a jacket. Kind of busty. Loved Mr. Bush, President Bush. Loves that family. Takes care of that family. Politically, we don't even care. She's a loving mother. Wrote a book about her dog, I think. And her husband, her president, was making some really dumb stuff happen. And he was being beaten up in the press. And she had said a couple of things to the press. I think that you've gone too far. And then she stepped back because all the political advisors said, no, 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 the wife can't do that because that sounds like you're trying to protect your man, blah, 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 blah. And they were really taking him apart. And politically, I wasn't really excited about the gentleman. However, I wrote her a note. A week later, I had an envelope that said, the White House on it. You know how when you get engaged, you walk around like this? So everybody can see the ring? I got the White House, and I'm walking around with an envelope. Oh, gee, Natalie, is that an envelope from the White House? How did you know? Inside, white piece of paper, and it wasn't folded because I framed it, and they know you do that. White piece of paper, it's got the White House on it, it's got her signature on the bottom, thanking me. But there's 1,000 other women that may not be those names that I've called or asked or written notes to. I've coached them, I've mentored them, I've loved them, I've listened to them cry, I've listened to them complain, I've watched them fail. In fact, some of my clients say to me, Natalie, how come you never judge me? And I said, because I'm sitting here and it's a privilege to watch the courage it takes to do what you need to do. I'm in awe. And that's what we do with each other, we women. We create awe. You got a room full of awe today. I'd love to have you in the coaching program. I'd like you to fill out the application. I've never done this before. I've never spoken and done this, saying, I want you to sign up. But I'm going to dedicate the next 90 days to those who sign up for this program because I know what you can do in 90 days. And I've got 22 years of doing it all wrong. I have made every mistake, and I have come back. I have been shamed, I have been stupid, and I have failed. I have rah. I've spoken to 14,000 people and did not throw up on the microphone. I've been stunning, I've been brilliant, I've been beautiful. My hair doesn't always do this. Sometimes it's better. But if I can make the mistake and I can be brilliant, I have become the woman that all these years I've admired when I was 25 years old. Does that sound like ego? Tough noogies. You know that? Tough noogies. I am not self-centered and I am not egotistical in any way. I'm proud. I have invested in myself thousands of dollars, thousands of hours, and thousands of times looking in the mirror and go, you're an idiot, it's not going to happen, it will never, na 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 na. And then I go and say, Nancy, hold my hand, talk to me. Or I got another coach, or I built my resource list. My resource list is the most amazing thing you have ever seen in your entire life. It covers marketing, e-commerce, legal, legislative, professional development. These people are brilliant at what they do. And we have spent a year and a half putting together this list. But I'm not going to take all of you. I'm only going to take those that really want to do this. Because when we get to September you're going to have wind burns on you. And you're going to walk like this. Well, maybe not quite like that. Maybe like this. So I have a metaphor that I'd like to share with you. A metaphor for my life, a metaphor for where we're going. I'm a gardener, even in this Tennessee dirt. When I first came here, and I took my shovel and I went, and I did not know you needed a pickaxe to be a gardener in Tennessee. I want you to know that every bad word that ever could come out of my mouth came out, and Jesus forgave me. I said, the pioneers came here. Why did they even stop? How did they get the tobacco and the corn even in the ground? So I'm learning. It's compost. This is from my garden. And for those of you who aren't a gardener, this is a peony. It smells so beautiful. Take one.
Are you sure?
Of course.
Mess up your beauty.
I have more. Let me tell you about the peony. You can only plant the peony so deep in the ground. Know anybody like that? Could that be you on Monday morning? Do you have an attitude? And there needs to be a lot of compost for a peony. I told you I talk about poo a lot. Compost, you have to prepare the ground. Is that what we have to do? We have to prepare the ground. And sometimes you need a pickaxe to get into the ground. And then the peony, when they grow, they don't grow straight up, they do this. Because the head is so full, they want to be tied up, and they don't want to be watered from the top. Thank you very much. They're the princesses of the garden. And that's what they do. So if you know the rules, to prepare, to invest in yourself, and sometimes it's a pickaxe because you're so darn stubborn. I could do it by myself. I got some news for you. You don't do anything by yourself. And the sooner you get that, no matter how fabulous you are, and every woman in this room multitasks and has the synapses and has the girlfriends, the more confident, because it's never about competence, it's about your confidence. That's who you become. So last night when I was praying, and I always pray, how may I serve? How may I serve? How may I serve? Because you gave your time and you gave your money and you brought yourself here and you took a risk. How may I serve? I found out that I am most content and most at peace when I am here and I'm with my flowers. So thank you for the contentment and the peace and reminding me of what's possible and for participating. And if you're interested in the program, you've got 2 people right here. And if not, find each other. Don't leave without finding another person. You're all princesses. Thank you very much.